Okay, Team Boom people. I'm gonna try to put together a little bit of a comparison. So with the new DV8 Heckler, I threw it last Wednesday night. I just got done making a video on just that ball. But in this video, I'm gonna do a little bit of a comparison of what I really thought about how this ball matches up and goes along with other bowling balls and whatnot. So as I said before, we're here in Vero Beach, Florida at Vero Bowl. Come see Patrick or me in the pro shop and get you one of these balls drilled up. But in the meantime, we are going to talk about the Heckler again, but we're going to do a little comparison. So as I'm throwing the ball, one of the things I really enjoy about drilling up bowling balls and kind of guessing what they're going to be like, what they're going to compare to, and then throwing them and seeing if I was right, how close I was to being right or whatnot. With this bowling ball, one of the things I noticed, so like the ZigZag. So the ZigZag had the hybrid version and it had the solid version. The solid version I still have. The hybrid version I don't have anymore. I do have that video. You guys can go check that out. When I threw the Mantra, I really thought, man, this thing reminds me of the ZigZag, the green one, the hybrid one. And then when I'm throwing the Heckler, I'm like, man, this thing really reminds me of the other ZigZag. And of course, I like those. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to kind of compare both those balls with this ball and see if I'm right. I have not compared them prior to that. I just was thinking that. So I'm gonna make this video and we're gonna figure it out together. I could be wrong, I don't know. But I do believe the balls are similar. The Mantra is similar to the other ZigZag, but the comparison I'm gonna show you today, since I don't have the other ZigZag, is gonna be how that ball can complement this ball. And then of course I have the Radical ZigZag Solid that I am thinking I'll be able to throw both balls kind of in the same similar situation and see how they stack up against each other. So anyway, by the way, like and subscribe. Don't forget that part, it's important. All right, let me get rid of this 10 pin. Nobody likes 10 pins. Okay, so I did just get done throwing this ball. It does have a shine on it. I kind of know where to stand with this ball already. So that helps. Get a good shot here. Throwing the ball, targeting 16 at the arrows. Oh, and I missed, I hit 17. So, missing a board, get away with it. Typically I do that, I'm gonna leave a 10 pin. I didn't leave a 10 pin. Yay me. All right, let's get a few shots in with this ball and then we'll try to switch it up a little bit and kind of see the comparison. I probably have about the same amount of games on this as I do the ZigZag. Now the ZigZag Solid comes with 1500 grit out of the box. This comes at 2000 grit out of the box. This one picked up a shine a little bit faster than the ZigZag Solid, so that may change things a little bit, but we'll take that into consideration. All right, let's try this again. Oh boy, I threw it bad. What's wrong with me all of a sudden? That's bad. Okay, too much talking. Let me get back to focus here. Try not to throw the ball terrible. Try this again. Hang tight. We're gonna make this right. Took a little break in between videos and man, that's what happens when you're in a tournament. You guys ever bowl a tournament and the pair ahead of you when you're moving pairs each game is bowling slow and then you gotta sit there and wait for him to finish and then, you know, go up there and throw the ball like that for the first couple frames? It's no fun, no bueno. All right. That's a little better. I gotta round that one a little bit more. So let me bump a little bit right on that. It may be time to move with that ball. That is where I left off throwing. Let's try this again though. All right. All those shots suck. I eventually got to throw a good shot. It is the law of averages. Moving a little bit left here. There, right there. That's what I meant to do. Let's see what happens. Ah, yeah, I need to move back. Okay, so it's got to go back to where I was and actually throw it right. That was a good shot at least. How I meant to let go of it. If I was going to strike there, I'd have had to soften up a little bit and get around it a little bit more. So let's get this thing to strike, see where its best striking spot is, and then we'll go from there, hopefully soon. There you go. Oh God, it's really got a real dry spot right there. You can see that in the video where it just checks. Okay, I got an idea. I'm gonna move further left. I am gonna soften up a little bit. I am gonna get around it a little bit. Operator errors, plural. A little more left. Round it a little bit more. That's close. It didn't really go through the pins as good as I wanted to, but I got it to kick the 10 out. Probably soften up just a little bit more than that. Try this again. I really want to see it go through the pin good, and then we'll switch over. I think that would be one of these days, right? There you go. That's gonna jump. That's okay. So like that's kind of where I'm at with that ball. Haven't thrown a ton of strikes with it yet. Most likely that's my fault. But I'm gonna throw one more right there in that spot doing that. And then we're gonna see a little comparison. So like right now, seeing what I'm seeing, the ball can definitely strike in that spot. Might be a little harder now with this ball than maybe say the Mantra would be my normal switch at that point. But let's throw another one right there. Yep, that's good. Come on. Good enough. Okay. That spot right there, I can strike that spot. First thing I want to do, I'm gonna switch over to the Mantra. Probably bump one right. One. I know that's, some people don't like my moves and it's only one, but I feel comfortable doing it. It changes my angle, and that's what I want. I'm just gonna bump one right and see what happens. I'm gonna throw it kind of normal. I'm not gonna get around it any extra. I'm not gonna soften up. Just kind of throw it like I would normally throw it. Okay. Starting 17 again. Yep, right there. Oh, what's up? That's how you spare the 710, folks. All right. So, down lane, not a lot of movement. That's mostly the bowling alley, not the ball. This ball jumps off the spot if it sees friction. So what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna bump another one right and really get it to a friction spot where it'll go. Earlier, you've seen the ball kind of touch the friction early. And then when I moved left, it touched the friction late. There's like a little friction mark there. I'm thinking with this cover, it gets past that friction spot. So I'm gonna move back to where I was when I seen that. Let's see what it does. Yeah, right there. See now how that jumps because it touched the friction down lane. That's a really good spot. But you see the difference if you watch, you can rewind, go back, watch the other shots. When the Heckler comes off the spot, it's a gradual move, but continuous. When that ball comes off the spot, when I finally found the friction, it kind of moves. It's a jump, right? Not crazy, not sideways, but definitely a much more defined and obvious move off the spot. I'm gonna shoot in that same spot. Maybe get the ball down the lane a little bit more with a little more speed. Project it a little bit better. See where we end up. I think that's where this ball needs to be. Yeah, should work. A little deflection there again. Okay, so I was right about my thought process. Those two balls do complement each other. If you need to go to something even shinier than that, plenty of options. I would probably switch something like, if I need to go something that's a little bit cleaner in the front off of these balls, maybe the Hitter Pearl or Vaporize or something like that. But okay, one more shot with this one, just to make sure we're right. I'm even gonna bump one more right, just take my hand out of it. There you go. Oh God, it hits that spot. Yeah, oh, there is a definite, right at the mid lane, man. There's like a burn spot there. That's okay, we're at the right spot. You guys can still see the shape similarities, just one's gonna be a little bit harder pop off the spot. versus like the Heckler is going to be a little bit slower off the spot. This is exactly what those balls are designed to do. Solid versus a hybrid. It's 100% what those balls are designed to do. Now I'm going to go to the Radical ZigZag Solid. Do believe these balls, this and the Heckler, are very similar. Let's see if I'm right. So right about here is where I was with the Heckler. Let's see what this one does. Pretty close. Another flat 10. So, real quick, I'll figure out what I gotta do to get that to not flat 10. ZigZag and the Heckler both, I think, are gonna be at their best, as bowlers say, down and in. Or what I like to say, when your angles are in front of you. When your angles are not in front of you, it means you're standing left, you're throwing the ball right, you're opening up the lane. That is not gonna be for the ZigZag Solid or the Heckler. But it can very well be when you're further right, game 1, game 2, depending on the bowler. You might use it all through game 3, depending on the bowler. Left hand, I would probably consider doing that. All right, I moved a little more left. I'm gonna get around it a little bit more. That's where I meant to throw it. Now what's it gonna do? There you go. So yeah, those are similar. And the ZigZag Solid, not quite as shiny yet as the Heckler. Like I said, they start off out of box a little bit different. That 500 grit different. The 1500 grit stuff takes a little bit longer to shine up than the 2000 stuff. But nonetheless, I do believe the ZigZag Solid and the Heckler are really close to one another. And then the Mantra complements either one of those balls as far as a step down or a step later, like game 2, game 3 type of ball. I think this is where I was. Oh, I think I forgot. I'm gonna move one more. Oh, I got that right. Really got around it. Yeah, that's that 10 pin. Get it right. Okay, so there you go. Now we'll do something a little different. Normally I do my clutch shot at the end. This time I'm going to give each ball a chance to strike, do a process of elimination, see which one survives. If none of them strike, I don't know. I'm going to go have a drink at the bar or something. All right, we'll start off with the Heckler. Since that's the newest release, we'll give it the first shot at it, the first crack at it. I think I know where to strike with all 3 of these. So let's go here. That's not a bad shot. What's it gonna do? Stuff 9 on me. Okay, 9. So I guess we'll go with high count, right? Because you never know, I might not strike. So there's a 9 count and a pretty one at that. That really came off the spot good. But a 9 count for the Heckler. Now we'll switch over to the, I'll go to the ZigZag Solid first. We'll go Heckler, ZigZag Solid, and then the Mantra at the end to see which one of these balls are gonna win today. So I'm gonna stand in the exact same spot, play it the same. That's a pretty good shot. Oh, I get it fast on that one. Not sure what I did, but it did get a 9. Video might be long. So far we're tied. I can win with the Mantra here with a strike. That's a lot of pressure, right? Let's go, Mantra. All right, come on. For this one, I'm gonna play a little bit further right, but not much. Oh, that one might strike. Mantra wins today. Either way. So there you go. Gives you a little comparison. If you own one of these balls or you're considering buying 2 balls or whatever, maybe you like Radical, maybe you like DV8. Both these balls are really good. And the Mantra, of course, has been really good. So that's all I have about this one. Till the next one, boom out.